Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm just going to repeat it. It's so nice to see some familiar faces and, of course, some new faces as well. Who's coming for the first time tonight? Welcome. Thanks for coming. Welcome, sir. Thanks for coming. I don't know you. Yeah, the first thing that I'm going to ask you is not repeat the same old from every day. This guy here we call vampires of our time. Please, turn it off. If you don't need it, if there's nothing that is so important outside, turn it off. This time that you guys are here, you are dedicating to yourselves. So it's within, not outside. We're going to look to ourselves for a little bit. We are starting a new decade. It's not a new year. It's a new decade. It's 2020. And if you think about 2020, when you hear this kind of jargon per se on medicine, what is 2020? It is a perfect vision, isn't it? You had 2020 in your eyes. So this decade is for us to see better. It's for us to exercise the vision of our soul, not the external vision. Because the question is trick. You're going to say, yes, restart. But let me ask you, isn't repetition the mother of skills? So they say. But the problem is, what are we repeating? If it's something that is good, awesome. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on doing it. If it's something that is not good, that is not doing any good to us, but we are so attached just because, that's the time to restart. And not to repeat. Restart. Doing from the scratch again. See if something changes. See if your perception changes. See if there's something that can be done in a different way. My friends that I used to the lectures that I give here heard a lot about how to cook a cake, a sweet cake. Normally, if something goes wrong, that means that in the recipe we're using salt instead of sugar. But we want to have a sweet cake in the end, which is not possible, but we still want to have a sweet cake in the end, meaning that some ingredient needs to be changed. So we need to restart. You need to start again from scratch. You need to see what ingredient you need to change. And that is not that hard to know what we need to change. It's kind of hard to have what Adriana just said, discipline, to keep on going with that. So, in the physical or intellectual experience field, human beings are always recapping, resuming action, starting over, insistently seeking to conquer, progress, and improve. All of this is so good, but unfortunately, we focus on the exterior. We are super advanced. We have machines that do pretty much everything. We're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, and machines doing pretty much whatever we can do. Not everything, thank God, but pretty much a lot of things that we do. So we are super intelligent. But this intelligence doesn't prevent us to be stressed, to have cholesterol, to have obesity, to have cancer, cardiac problems, hypertension, everything, all the cocktail that you can think about it, and it's probably because we are repeating some actions. They are creating the same outcome. We are not thinking in restarting. So the beginning of the year is a great chance to think about what can I redo from scratch? Where can I restart? Which point do I need to restart? It's like a computer that got a virus, and somehow you can restart to an early version and keep on building up. Repetition is necessary to maintain the action when it is perfect as in nature. But hear me out. That's the question. How's your life? Is it perfect as in nature? Our life is perfect? I've been coming to the center for 13 years. I've been to centers in Brazil for maybe 10 or so. And I swear to you, I never saw nobody coming to the door say, hey, I just came here to say that my life is awesome, that I'm so happy. That means that, yes, our life is not as perfect as in nature. So, what should we keep on doing? Remember that game? Red light, yellow light, green light? All the old school on corporate environment used to do that. Red light, well, don't need to do it. It's not working, stop doing it. Green light, keep on doing because it's working. Yellow light, pay attention to that. It's pretty much this. What are the red lights in our life? What should we need to pay attention? And what can we keep on doing because it's working? So it's a check. It's a checklist that you can do, and it's not hard to do it. But again, you have to have discipline. Otherwise, you're going to go through some hoops and bumps and off-road instead of being on track. We need to restart most of the time. We are fallible creatures. We have failed in the past, or maybe failing in the present, and perhaps we will fail in the future. So what? We are here to learn. You know what fail is? We think that fail is a person. Fail is an event. And as a matter of fact, I love to think about fail as an acronym. Fail, first attempt in learning. That's what fail is. I failed now, I learn. I'm not going to do that again. We have light bulbs because somebody attempted 1,000 times. Fail 999 and didn't give up. Otherwise, we're going to be in the dark or burning some stuff here to have light. Fail. It's nothing but try to do it again better. So it's restart. It didn't work, start it again. It is essential for us to restart or we will be stationary along the path of evolution. Restart to develop powers, acquire new conditions, correct mistakes, sublimate feelings, maintain and manifest the correctness of life. Because again, we are not perfect. Because again, yes, we do some things that are not, I would say, oops, I did it again. But so what? Every time you recognize that you did it again, is a chance to don't do it next time. Is a chance to correct that right now. Is a chance to restart and do it better. How to restart? In what sense? What does it require? Well, recognize your own truth. You will know the truth and it will set you free. I think all of us heard that. You don't need to be a spiritist to know this sentence. Recognize the truth and it will set you free. What truth are we talking about? Our own. Recognize who you are. Recognize your faults. Recognize that you're not perfect. Recognize that everything that you're doing, it's a trial to get better, to do better. Recognize that because when you don't recognize that you have flaws, you are set for failing over and over because there is no way to be perfect. Perfection is not of this world. And pretty much perfection is boring if you think about it. You are so right, you're Mr. Right. There's no way to be right all the time. We are fallible. We are controlled by emotions. We are controlled by perceptions. Our rationality that we praise so much respond for 5% of our decision making. It's not Peter saying that. This is neuroscience. 5% of decision making comes from our rational brain, aka prefrontal cortex. The rest is emotion. It's responding to emotions. And when you do in a control way, in a disciplined way, the outcome is better. When you let it go, not that much. Just think about your day, and maybe if you react in not a good way today, and what the outcome was, because you didn't think too much about before responding or before saying something. So a great partner is a cup of water. You're angry, or you're going to respond right off the bat? Drink a little bit of water, take your time, swallow, and now respond. The answer is going to be different. This is just a workaround, but we need to do it a little better than that. Knowledge of the divine laws. This is for who's been here for more time. The Spiritist book is one of the books written by our codifier called Allan Kardec. He wrote 5 books. We call the Pentateuch. It's like, and this one is the Spiritist book. It's like a lot of questions that was posed to the spirits, and they respond. And one of them, 621, is where are the divine laws written? Or where do we find all the laws? Inside our conscience. Everything is there. Everything is there. And that's why we're so harsh to ourselves when we go to bed, or when we try to recap and do like a balance of our lives, because we know what is right and what is wrong. We know if we did right or wrong. And most of the time, because we don't think too much about it, when we're going to judge ourselves, we are really bad. We are really fast and condemn ourselves, as we do to the others as well. So think about it. You know the divine laws. You know what you need to do. You know what is right, what is wrong. It's your option. Are you keep on doing the same way over and over? Restart. Don't do it this way. Try to change it once and see if it works. Then keep on doing. But man forgets those laws. So, again, Jesus came to be the guide and model for the humanity. And then I'm going to say, I'm not Jesus, not even close to be Jesus. No. But he did so many things. And above everything was teach love. Whom do you need to love first? God? Yourself. Because God is inside yourself. If you don't love yourself, how can you give love to somebody else? It's a bankrupt of feelings. You're going to give a check, it's going to bounce back. If you don't have love for yourself, if you don't have respect for yourself, if you don't like yourself, how can you like the other? How can you like your brother? How can you like your sister? How can you like anybody? If you don't have that feeling inside of you. So the first thing is like, try to model, but don't try to see him as, oh, I'm not going to do what he did. Of course you won't. You're going to do a little. But that's why you have a model, because you have something to follow. You have some guidelines to follow. If you get lost, if you forget about the laws. Sense of true justice. Because normally what applies to the others doesn't apply to us. So think about this. If you are too harsh on somebody else, just think that if that condition or personality that you're pointing out in somebody is not inside of you as well. Psychologists call the shadow effect. Whatever we don't assume to ourselves and we see in somebody else, we are really quick to point it out and to expose to the public and expose to everybody and make a real bad judgment about it. So every time you're too concerned or too angry, most of the, above what you need to be, think about if it's not something that is within you. If you don't have this kind of condition or personality inside of you and you are hiding, you're not looking. So again, we go back to recognize your own truth. Because your truth is you are fallible. The truth is you have flaws. Recognize those ones. That way you're not going to condemn the same flaws on somebody else. Because you're trying to understand and embrace in yourself. It's different. It's a different vision. It's a 2020 vision. It's a clear vision of facts. Will to improve. Whosoever will come after me, take up his cross, deny himself and follow me. What is deny himself? What is take the cross? Everything that we are. Denied who the avatar that we built, that we think that is ourselves. The clone, per se, the ego that we built to live outside in society. Because come on, guys, outside in the world, we are awesome. We are the best that we can be. Then we got back home. And where's this person? Outside. Because normally when we got home, you don't have more barriers, boundaries, or something like that. And that's why family is the first cell to test us. Because once you got back home, you start yelling to your brother, to your sister, to your mom, to your neighbor, to your wife, your husband. That's not the way it is. If you're like this, you're like this everywhere, but you're just controlling. So you are a volcano. You're the kind of guy that we call a unabomber. The only certainty that we have about this person is that he's going to explode. We don't know when, we don't know where, but he's going to explode. So that is another saying for a pretty well-known doctor and lecturer as well called Deepak Chopra. He says something, open up your heart, or a cardiac surgeon is going to do that for you. And that's so true. If you're not willing to open up and recognize what you have, you're going to keep these feelings inside. And feelings inside our body are translated as chemical reactions, as chemical that's going to accumulate to a point that you have an overdose. If you have an overdose, it will attack one organ of your body, and you're going to get sick. All because you didn't recognize that you had that problem. You didn't recognize that you have that flaw. You're so controlled out there, but you're not. You're a volcano inside. Restart. Change it. Do it again. Reset, refocus, readjust, restart. Have the courage to face the consequences of an error. I don't know for you, for me, this is huge. Because I was so maybe brainwashed to be perfect, to do perfect things, that recognize that I commit an error, it's hard. It's really hard. Especially at work, because you want to be, doing everything okay. That way you keep your job and everything's nice. Recognize, yes, I did. Today I did a translation that was not that good. And people say, wow, who did that? Say, I did. That was me. What can I say? In the end, people are going to look at the translation. My name is going to be there. So, yes, I did. Was that easy? Was that fun? Not at all. Was that relieving? A lot. Because then I don't pull all the past that comes with that. Because every time you do something that will emerge feelings from the past, it comes with a lot of weight. And if you do different once, it comes with a relief. There's no weight on it. It's just a new action that you're doing, and you are experiencing that. And guess what? In the end, it's not that bad. Yes, you did. So what? Sorry. Next time I'll try to do better. That's all I can do. But have the courage to face the consequences of what you did. Don't blame somebody else. We are so fast to blame God, our neighbor, our mother-in-law, our dog, whatever. We're like, oh, that's not me, it's somebody else. No, it's you. It's me, it's you, it's every one of us. Assume what you have. Makes it better. Have a willingness to strive for evolution. Overcome the chain of old habits, old pals. It's hard because we were trained, per se, to be part of the best team, the best group, the best whatever. So I'm just going to ask you guys, for you it's going to be not that long, but for me it's a long time ago. Think about when you were in middle school and you want to be with the cool guys. Normally the cool guys, or high school, they had a leader, which was mostly a brainless person. A lot of muscles, not too much here. So you have to mimic this person to be with the group because you want to be with them because you are the coolest guy if you are with that group. We keep on doing this. We keep on repeating this habit nowadays because we have people that we call friends, quote unquote. They're not friends. They're not helping us whatsoever. We just tolerate them because they are in the same group that you want to pertain. Again, restart. Do you really need to be in that group to be the coolest guy in the neighbor? Do you need to be the coolest guy in the neighbor? Why? What's there for you? Outside, a image of a cool guy, and then you got back home and you know who you are, and that doesn't fulfill you whatsoever because that's not what you need? Reset, refocus, readjust, restart. Go and sin no more, so no worse happens. Achieve and keep in a new attitude. Achieve and keep a new attitude. So, there are a lot of words in the English dictionary. But if you gonna put values to the words like A equals 1, B equals 2, so far and so on, attitude is one of the few words in English that completes the number 100. So attitude is what equals 100% of what you need to do. And I'm going to add a little bit to you guys. You have a vision, right? This is a 2020 year. Clear vision. Vision without action equal hallucination. Vision without attitude does not work. You can envision whatever you want. If you're not going to do it, have you remember any passage of the Bible where Jesus say, hey, are you seeing that wave all there in the horizon? Go there, throw the net. I'm gonna bring a lot of fishes. I'm gonna sit here and wait. He jumped in the boat. He was the first one to throw the net. Why? Why? Attitude. It's everything. Our kids learn by the parents' attitude. Your employees learn by your leader attitude. The world learn by your personal attitude. But I'm just a drop in the ocean. What can I do? Mother Teresa responded that a long time ago. The ocean's made of drops. Take all the drops from the ocean, you don't have an ocean anymore. So if you don't want to be a drop, and you don't want to be a drop, and you don't want to be a drop, and you don't, all of a sudden, we don't have ocean. We don't have water. We cannot live. Do your part, the best that you can. Reset, refocus, readjust, restart. There is no more joy in heaven for a sinner who repents than for 99 righteous people who needs to repentance, no repentance. When pray, think, feel, act, we are never alone. And our good purpose make ready atonement with the good and God as well. We think that prayer is something that is silly. It's something for people that's too religious. Prayer is one of the biggest tools that we have. For the ones that don't know too much about Spiritism, just think about, on a quantum physics level, we are made of atoms, right? Atoms are polarized by energy, right? If you think something good, the energy that could polarize your body is positive energy, right? Thoughts are energy. Words are energy. Movement is energy. Our spirit is what? But our spirit's energy incarnated in a body. What about the spirits that don't have a body? What are they? Energy. And they can be positive and negative, right? You are polarizing your body with a lot of negative energy. What kind of spirits are you attracting? Bingo! I rest my case, Your Honor. Nothing much to say. Watch your thoughts. Watch your energy. Watch the way you work, you think, you say, you do. Attract good vibration, good energy, good spirits to your side. How? The first one, pray. When you pray, there is no way to have bad energy around you. Pray. Oh, but I cannot pray all the time. Yes, you can. Pray is not something that you memorized from a long time ago. Pray is something that can be right now. God, I'm really suffering here. Please, can you give me a hand? I know that I don't pray too much. I know that probably I don't deserve, but I really need your help. This is a prayer. And it goes up real quick. And the answer comes down real quick as well. We don't think about this. But this is a tool that everybody can use, and we don't use that enough. And pray to say thanks as well, not just to ask. Feel, because we are 95% responded to emotions. Act, attitude. And remember, we are never alone. Do not repeat, restart with me. Certain of our evolutionary nature, enlightened about the process of restarting, confident of spiritual protection, we have all that is necessary for restarting. We have everything that is necessary to restart. But we have to have what? Will, attitude, discipline. Reincarnation was the beginning of an earthly series of experiences, the central theme of which is to exercise faculties, to relate to the environment, in order to reach perfection and to support our part in the work of creation. Even if you don't understand or believe in reincarnation, which means that we're being reincarnated through a series of lives to learn and to perfect our spirit, which is the one that is talking to you through my body. My body is just a vehicle, just a vessel of the spirit. Every time we reincarnate, it's a restart. It is a restart. And for the Brazilians and for the Spanish and for whoever doesn't live in the United States and came here to live, this is a new incarnation because you start your life from scratch. Doesn't matter who you were, what you did, you have to start it again. This is a new beginning. This is a new learning. And if you guys go abroad as well and try to do that in other countries, that will be a new incarnation for you as well. That will be a new life. And we need to embrace that because this is learning. This is perfecting. I wish I could restart my life and not repeat the stupid mistakes that I've made. Nobody said that, right? Ever. This is something that never came to our mind. There is no room for revolt at the present conditions. They are necessary and fair, not for discouragement. They are fleeting, changeable, not for apathy. What is pain? It's something that we don't like to feel, right? Good. Why? Because it hurts. But if it doesn't hurt, would you move? Would you get out of your comfort zone that is not doing any good to you and change? Probably not. So here's a new vision, 2020 vision of pain. It's the fuel for changing. I'm not saying love pain. We're not masochists here. We don't like to hurt ourselves. But if you understand that pain sometimes comes in the form of teaching, most of the time is the teaching, then when you're feeling pain, you can ask, what is the teaching? What is the lesson that I need to learn? What's there for me in this situation? Is it a way better to adjust the sails? To adjust your path? I think it is. Because without that, we're going to keep on doing and going the same road in the same path. Let us try to see situations through the new prism of spirituality and discover unfamiliar angles to understand others, pain, and work. So pain comes first, works come last. Relation. Work used to be called tripalius. Tripalius was a torture device from the ancient times. So yes, now we know why we love work so much. So, but it's not a pain. Work is necessary for us to perfect ourselves as well. It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. So, what I'm saying here, I'm trying to live by different standards. I'm trying to live by a different vision. I'm trying to refocus when things are not doing well. I'm trying to go and restart when the path that I'm walking through is not good. We are authors of our destinies. Chico Xavier told us, one of the greatest mediums in Brazil, that if we cannot make a new beginning, we can always write a new ending. We cannot go back and change what happened. But we can start now and change what's going to happen in the end, in the future. Think about where you are and think about what you did in the past to be where you are now. And think about what you're doing now and where it's going to lead you in the future. We always can change. Each year, or even each day, is like a new reincarnation to which we bring our ethical, moral background that our attitudes and thoughts have gathered in the previous year, day, etc., etc. So we bring our luggage with us. We bring all the experiences. If we're going to start repeating the ones that are not good, we're not going to do any good as well. But if we start restarting and revisiting, then we have a big chance to change. So hear me out. This is our New Year proposal. Let's start this year with a more serious analysis on our part about our doctrine, the legacy of Allan Kardec and the spirits who work with him. Start from the beginning. We look at the coding once again, book by book, not just reading, but studying, reflecting, grasping. So if you read all the books from Allan Kardec so far, do that again. Because every time you read, you're going to have a different understanding. If you don't have time to do that, do like me and my wife. We do that every week on our gospel at home. If you don't know what is the gospel at home, Sylvia can tell you. We're going to have Yvette around here that she can tell you as well. We use this time for the gospel to read again all the books from the codification, all 5 books. Try to do that. Try to read it again. Oh, I know pretty much everything. Good for you. Do that again. This is what you need to redo it again and again and again, because those are the teachings that we need. And sometimes, something that we are feeling, you just open the book and the answer is right there. It happens to us many times, doesn't it? Try that. So this is my proposal for you for this new year, okay? Daily experience confirms our opinion that difficulties and disappointments encountered in Spiritism practice derive from ignorance of doctrinal principles. Serious and thorough study can prevent. The Mindius book, one of the books from the codification. Workers trace out your path. The new day restart trying the journey of the day before. The labor of your hands supply earthly bread for your body, but your souls are not forgotten. Nothing is lost in the kingdom of our Father. And our sweat and miseries form a treasure that will make your healthy in the higher realms. Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 6. So, whatever we do to perfect our souls and our bodies and our life in better acts, in better attitudes, will be the treasure that we're going to take with us to the afterworld. We had that studying any belief system such as Spiritism, which introduces us to radically different and all-spirit ideas, can only be successful when done by serious-minded and tenacious individuals, free of prejudice and motivated by an unwavering desire to find the truth. If all of these is not a reason enough for us to start restarting to study the doctrine, just think, what is 2020? What is a perfect vision? You only can have a perfect vision if you have a perfect physician, if you have a perfect health. And to have a perfect health, you have to have some guidelines. The guidelines that we propose in this Spiritist Center is the codification from Allan Kardec. And this is the proposal for this year. Start studying those again and again and again. And you will see so many things that we lost in the past because by that time we were not ready. By that time we didn't need it. And now we need something else. It's going to be totally different. But before I finish, I'm going to leave you with a little movie. That's why we have some subtitles. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. 2 channels? Not coming? Okay, so well, I'm not going to bore you with translation. Go ahead. This guy, he's my hero. Let's try it again. Towards the chart.
Follow me. It's a simple request, sometimes spoken from a mother to a child, a brother to a sister, a friend to a friend. It's a request that requires trust, belief, It requires you to put your faith in a person who will lead you to safety, to peace. A long time ago, Jesus Christ spoke these simple words to his closest friends, and his invitation still stands today. Come, follow me. Follow me, and I will show you how to love others and love yourself. Follow me, and I will show you how to repent and be forgiven and forgive others. Follow me to turn things around, to start over, to navigate the storms of life and the storms of death. Follow me to find purpose, your purpose, God's purpose. He taught us the way. He showed us the way. And when we follow his way, we find new life.
As we said in the beginning, he's the model. So every time you need a guideline, just follow him. And as a lesson learned in the end of this lecture, I was about to give up. But my friend restarted 3 times, and the video started. Do not give up. Restart. Much peace.